the demoralization of the powerful centrist quote unquote establishment or whatnot has been so thorough and so complete that it's hard to really imagine a force from within the quote unquote deep state looking at the Joint Chiefs who are now, themselves being like fired left and right, looking at the upper military brass and saying like, no, 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 look at this guy. He's gonna tyranny's descending. We have to resist. Like, where would that force even come from? Like, they've been broken to a degree that I think has astonished even them. If you looked at the Democrats sitting facing Trump during the joint address last night, like, I don't I got the impression even watching the CNN's coverage that they thought it looked demoralizing and quasi pathetic even. Um, so it's kind of hard to imagine that stuff. In terms of this kind of directionality of people, this kind of like direction of people who just think that the system is broken and that like we're gonna enter into a late Soviet, late Roman period. That stuff is still completely real. And like you have I went in DC just now to this thing, where these guys are, like, trying to plan these quote unquote "freedom cities," these kind of, like, free cities they're gonna build in the West and in places like that. That movement, if anything, has been turbocharged by Trump winning, um, but it's no longer this thing of, like, we have to flee because the politics are bad. There is still very much, like, a sense of, like, we have to flee because the system itself is breaking, and Trump is not
Mm,
really gonna fix the debt, and, like, if the dollar stops being a reserve currency, like, everything can still fall apart. There's still a lot of very smart people, like, the biggest one would be Balaji Srinivasan, who are still
mhm.
basically, like, extremely bearish on America and extremely convinced that Trump is not our Napoleon, he's our Gorbachev. And in
Wow.
these circles, in the circles of people in the sort of like, like too smart for their own good, history reading, crypto owning, gun owning, counter elites, as you might call this kind of like new movement or whatever. Not all of whom are MAGA, but all of whom are friends with MAGA people. There's a kind of real debate about whether Trump is our Gorbachev or whether Trump is our Napoleon. That's kind of like the
Hmm.
the big the big divide in a certain way.
Yeah. Hey, that was a clip from Just Asking Questions. You can watch another one here or the full episode here. And please subscribe to our brand new channel to get us started off right and be notified when new episodes or clips go up. Thanks for watching.